brings you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Come on, baby, get excited. Let's go. Turn it up, baby. Turn it up. Let's go. Make some
Please welcome your 2026 Houston Texans.
About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night prime time. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Stroud looks to throw on the first play. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be second down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Now 2nd and 3. Stroud looking to throw. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Throw right side, taken in by Collins. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 50-yard line.
Second and 5. Here's the former Bear. This is David Montgomery. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, sometimes a thing of beauty.
Kyler Gordon stopped that play before it ever got going. Great job.
When coaches stress their defense being physical, they don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the cornerbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game as well.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. Third down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
I got him, on me.
Stroud out of the gun here. Pressure, and he he's taken down. A Bear sack. Dio Odengbo drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
The Texans send the punter out. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So here are the Bears banked up to start their initial drive. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
To the left side into the hands of Adunze. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 22-yard line.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and 1. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Well, partner, I haven't seen a vote for most popular player on the team. This guy's got to get a lot of votes. He does not care, does he? Totally unselfish, physical runner, doesn't worry about yardage, just keeps moving the chains, being a team player.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 25-yard line.
Looking to throw is Williams. His throw incomplete.
Intended for Luther Burden. Incomplete. It's 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. To throw, it's Williams. Going deep for Walker. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Derek Stingley on the coverage there defensively.
This is going to be the matchup to watch out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
Here comes the Bears punter now. Jalen Knoll deep for Houston. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Texans will take over. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Here's Stroud. He'll complete this one to Collins. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Defensively going forward, they're going to have to watch out for him on plays just like that. It's a drag route across the field, and they're trying to free him up and let him run after the catch. That won't be the last time we see that play, and it works there to pick up a first down.
In motion right, that's Dell. Now Stroud going to bat it forward on the touch pass. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end, and that play going nowhere. So that one a disaster, a big loss there with second down coming up. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on second and long. Stroud. Open man is Collins. He's got it. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Brings up 3rd and 11.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. Stroud will look to throw once more. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Jalen Johnson on the
Every
cover.
offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the second time. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
That's good for a Bears first down.
They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Azeez Al-Shire on the tackle. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 43-yard line.
2nd and 9. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he'll be stopped at the 46. Gain of 3.
He's brought down by Jamal Hill. That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. He'll get this into the hands of Adunze. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3. Great job of tackling there to prevent the first down.
One of the toughest skills in football, open field tackling. A lot of times one-on-one against a shifty receiver. He got it done in a nice way that time.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Houston set to take over. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Throwing now is Stroud. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Stroud sets up the play action. And his throw here is incomplete.
Rough incompletions on first and second down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on third down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Stroud to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First down. First down and goal to go.
Oh, that's a sharp throw right there on third down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Again, it's Stroud. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Take down a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open to the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive, 4 plays. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Onto the field now come the Bears. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He was brought down at the 26. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
This is 2nd and 8. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And this will be a Bears first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line.
And the Bears.
That run's successful in large part because they had a lot of extra help blocking up front.
Yeah, you've got guys who can do that very, very well. In addition, they can catch the football. So sometimes when they line up with 3 tight ends, it's not necessarily to run it, and that gives you an advantage when you do decide to barrel off the line of scrimmage and block people downfield.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. A handoff, Swift running to the left. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on third down? You're a little off balance.
Here's Williams. Pass pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
A gain of 10 yards.
His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
To throw, Williams. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's second down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. From the 44-yard line, here's second down and 8. They'll fake the give. Now Williams. That's caught left side. Burden. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And now 2 yards to go on third down. Swift going to try up the middle. And Swift is not going to get there as they stop him short of the yellow line. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down.
It's fourth down.
And that run was memorable for only one reason. There was absolutely no place to run with the football. No gaps, no creases, no gain.
Field goal would have been a decent length at 55 yards. They keep the kicking unit on the sideline. They're going for it. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Bears tried it on fourth down, unable to convert. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you punt the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
Stroud working out of the gun. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Nico Collins, the intended receiver. But it's going to be second down.
Second and 10.
Going up the gut, Montgomery. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now Montgomery running right. And he is going to lose yardage here. Neville Gallimore showing off a bit on that nice stop. I think he gets a mulligan there carrying the ball because he had no shot. That's why it went backwards.
I still remember in the summer we were at one of the training camps. You were marveling about how much those defensive tackles eat. I think he just inhaled a running back on that play.
Now to change things up, Stroud will throw it. Got his man down. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Gain of 5 brings up 3rd and 6.
And Stroud now to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Montez Sweat in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Well, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. Throwing is Williams. That's over the middle and caught by the rookie. And they'll get him down up past the 15. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
I tell you what, when you're down on the scoreboard, you've got to look to your stars, and that's what they do here to start the drive. I wouldn't be surprised if they looked his way a few more times in short order. That one, well designed, and it's a quick 1st down.
On the handoff, this is Swift. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain.
Anytime you hear the term an explosive run, most teams I know define that as any run over 10 yards, and they got that and more. How about a lot of credit for the big guys up front? That offensive line firing out, creating plenty of space, and a big run ensued.
Once again, it's Swift. That's some room to run now. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 75 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this 1st half.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
From the gun, here's Swift. Oh, nice move. Yeah, he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
2nd down and a yard. Here's a handoff to Swift. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Play action. Now Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be 2nd down.
At the 39-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Running is Swift. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Partner, there are strong running plays, and then there are plays where you simply outclass the defense, and we saw the latter there. They ran straight up the heart of that front for an excellent gain and 1st down. Simply put, you've got to put up more of a fight defending the middle. Otherwise, this is going to be a long game.
To the air, Williams. Pass caught by Burden. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 25-yard line.
Second down and 4. They run out of the gun with Swift. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 7.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
Now a carry for Swift.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Run plays like that, those big D tackles love them. That's when they eat.
Especially when they're the defensive tackles that we're watching right now that dictate things on the line of scrimmage. They can't move them the way that they want to. They're just standing up, whipping the offensive linemen, and making plays.
And he's got it. Touchdown. Rome Odunze. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Santos able to tack on the extra point. And we are tied at 7. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Texans offense set to regain possession as we eke closer and closer to intermission. Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. Now he's going to step up and run. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
2nd and 10. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Here comes 3rd down and 7. A shotgun snap to Stroud. He'll try and do this himself. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's some good running from Stroud, and he gets them the first down.
And the Texans, first down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
On third down, he obviously wants to throw the football, but there's nowhere to go with it, so he takes off and goes. And now as he get to the first down marker, he blows right past it and picks up big yardage. Partner, that's a great bit of improvisation.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
Tackled by Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson up to make the tackle.
Brings up second and
Out on the
10.
edge, you love to have cornerbacks like that that can bring them down in the run game.
And you're also exposed to everyone. It really becomes a one-on-one play, doesn't it? You're out there by yourself on the edge. The best ones know how to make the play, and we just saw an example of it right there.
Here's second and 10. Stroud looking to throw. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Stroud.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight.
On that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And the momentum just continuing to build and build for them. They had the touchdown, their last drive to tie the game. Now their defense does its job, and Charles, all of a sudden, they've got a chance to capture the lead here.
And we're seeing a really nice exhibition of what coaches love to call complementary football. Offense gets a tie, defense does its job, gets the ball right back, and their teammates now have momentum. What a nice job they're doing, all doing it together.
Looking to throw is Williams. He's got this complete to Burden. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Williams from the gun on 3rd down. And he's caught. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
To the air once more, Williams. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Intended for Rome Odunze. Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Williams.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
To throw once more, here's Williams.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Intended for Luther Burden. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
A gain of 10 brings up 3rd and inches.
From the gun, here's Williams.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
On 4th down, here's Williams.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. He'll let this go deep for Collins.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
A very limited time left to get into field goal range before the half, and they tried to get it all on one throw right there.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
Final play of the half, Stroud. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. Oh, and that is incomplete. So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen here with an abridged version of the halftime report. Both offenses still trying to find their way. Tight, competitive game, though, as we are tied at the half. To find out who will come out on top, let's rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3.
Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter.
Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Third quarter starts with a run from Swift.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Speed on the tackle.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Second and 10 at the 26-yard line.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Here's Williams. And, oh, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Now, this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Now that's the way you want to start a drive. Talk about a tone setter as well as a playbook opener. Now if you want to take a big shot over the top, you're all positioned to do so.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
And the Texans first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47.
A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
1st and 10 at the 47.
Partner, we always talk about how important 3rd down is, but I think 1st down is equally important because everything comes off of that play. If the defense wins the down, they are able to attack. If the offense wins the down, they might go faster, do other things, and change things up. That big play right there allows this offense to really get in gear.
Call it no gain there on the first down play.
He's knocked out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Second and 10.
They'll try the middle with Montgomery.
52 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now a give running right is Montgomery.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down.
Throwing now is Stroud.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Montez Sweat, his 2nd sack of the night.
And you get the feeling, Charles, yeah, he's got the 2 sacks now, but he may get more here. We've still got a quarter and then some to go.
And the way that he is playing this game, it reminds me of one of the best golfers in the world who can use every club in the bag and make a great shot. That's what he's doing with his pass rush moves right now, showing a little bit of everything. They have no way of stopping him.
So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kalif Raymond comes on. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no wind. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away.
The Bears offense out there set and ready to go.
Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together.
They'll start on the ground with Swift.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
To throw, Williams. There's a short one caught by Loveland.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. 3rd and 7 now.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And we're into the 2nd half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away.
Here's Knoll.
And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
Now Stroud. On a slant, here's Collins. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
And the Texans, first down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end.
Here's Stroud. He'll complete this one to Collins.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
That's a gain of 10. Brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
It's a gain of
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage, but it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force, and they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely they did. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 73 yards on the ground so far for Montgomery. It's a first down.
Blocking at the point of attack there was very strong. He had a couple of running lanes.
And I never want to overlook the offensive line, but that's what they get paid to do. How about the quarterback? Everyone thinks all he's going to do is throw the football. His movement and deception can help a running game as well.
And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Now to change things up, Stroud will throw it. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion for us there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense
and he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
Gervon Dexter
able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line.
The Bears offense and running back DeAndre Swift headed back onto the field. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Right back to Swift again on second down.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now in Houston. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift.
And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line.
He's tackled at the
Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him
2
down.
yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Here's a 2nd and 8. They'll run the draw here with Swift.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Throwing is Williams.
And that will be incomplete.
Intended for Colston Loveland. Incomplete. It's now 4th down.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. Pulled in at the 24.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
And out will come the offense as they take over. And now out comes Houston.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
Throw in the middle is taken in by Dell.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Now flags, and we're going to get a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still first down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Following the penalty, Montgomery.
83 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Tackle made at his 48-yard line. A gain of 6 brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd and 9. Quick throw by Stroud, complete out wide.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And now it's 3rd and 3. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
Stroud working out of the gun.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
Looking to put a drive together.
To the air, Williams.
And Walker has it. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Back to throw. Williams. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Working out of the gun, Williams. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Incomplete. He was defended by Derek Stingley.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Texans offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the big man, get the oxygen tank ready. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. So a big turn of events there. This defense makes the play. They return it for the score, and now they have the lead.
So much for ball security for the offense. Playing with a lead in the 2nd half. They give the ball up, and all of a sudden they're behind.
Big-time fumble. Santos now to add the PAT. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, and you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
Boy, tight game like this, fourth quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans.
Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Stroud out of the gun here. That's complete to Dell.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's 2nd down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
The tight end in motion right. Now Montgomery running right. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 7 yards there and a first down.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
In motion right, that's Collins. Stroud looking to throw.
And this one is incomplete.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Going up the gut, Montgomery.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
Stroud to throw it.
Pitch and catch to Moreau, the tight end. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
A give. This is Montgomery. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
That's another Texans first down.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
At the 22-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Now Montgomery, he's got it on the draw. He's still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
And Stroud now to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Texans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And the Texans, 1st down. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Now 1st and goal. Stroud.
They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. Touchdown, Texans! David Montgomery, a 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Texans have taken a 4th quarter lead.
And touchdown and congratulations and 0 relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part 1 is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
17.
So that one a long 11-play drive.
And the final act was the David Montgomery touchdown reception.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
So now the Bears down 17-14, a minute 52 to play. Now they need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
2nd and 6 coming up.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I don't know if you need the big shot right there or not, because you've still got time to work some of the shorter stuff and try to get into field goal range. They did go for the big one there. It would have been nice, but it winds up incomplete.
Back to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as it comes with a minute 15 left to go in the 2nd half.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. They'll run with the Rutgers man, Kyle Monungai.
Unable to corral him. He fights through. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The 2 big plays, one after the other. Now all of a sudden, they're on the march.
Got to feel good about what they've just gotten done, and now feel really good about what's in front of them.
This is 1st and 10.
He's back to throw.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans have just about sewn up this football game.
When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
We've got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play.
Second and 11 at the 15-yard line.
Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.